Good morning, everyone. I hope you're well. This is a ruler, and I'm going to start off by breaking it. More of that later. I'm going to read today from Genesis chapter 28. But before then, I'll just give you a bit of background. This is the story of Jacob, and he's just taken the birthright from his brother Esau. And his father Isaac has warned him that Esau isn't very happy and instructed him to flee to stay with Isaac's brother Laban in Haran. So Jacob is now obviously very scared at how things will turn out. He's on his way to his uncle's place, and he has a sleep on the way, just very openly in the open air, puts a stone down for his pillow. And during that time when he's asleep, he has a dream and a vision God gives him of a staircase, and he sees angels going up and down, and God uses that time just to confirm to him that he has a plan for him, that he is the same God who was there with his fathers and his grandfathers and his ancestors, and that he has a special plan for him. And what really struck me is from verse 18 onwards, this is the response that Jacob has, and it says this. Early the next morning, I'll start from verse 16, and it says this. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. He was afraid and said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven. Early the next morning, Jacob took the stone he had placed under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on top of it. He called the place Bethel, though the city used to be called Luz. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will watch over me on this journey I am taking, and will give me food to eat and clothes to wear, so that I return safely to my father's household, then the Lord will be my God, and this stone that I have set up as a pillar will be God's house, and of all that you give me, I will give you a tenth. So there's sort of three ways that Jacob uses to just mark this encounter with God. There's the stone pillar that he creates from the stone that he used for his pillow, and he anoints it and goes through the ceremony of anointing that stone and building a pillar. Then there is the actual renaming of the place that he's at. It used to be called Luz, now he's called it Bethel, which means the house of God. And then lastly, he then makes this vow saying, if God is with me, then, as he's reminded me of, then, surely I will follow him. And he even goes to the point of saying, I'll give a tenth of all I have. And that's something I've just been thinking of recently, and especially in this period where it feels like we're about to maybe journey out of a lockdown period, and we're starting to do the things that we were doing before, and life is not getting back to normal, but we're starting to maybe sort of come out of this real intense period of lockdown. And I think during this time, God has been speaking to us in many different ways, and just because we've had this forced time of reflection and really looking to him. Reminded of the two devotions that I've given before. The first one was really about how this is almost like an imposed Sabbath, and God is calling us to reflect and to remember things that he's done for us, like people would do on the Sabbath. And the second devotion I gave was about more of a personal one, where God was reminding me that I need to see others and see myself as fearfully and wonderfully made. And for me, I think my way of marking this time is really just to respond to that last message. And for me, just not comparing myself with others, and making sure that I'm really looking to God for the source of my affirmation. Is to break a ruler. You use a ruler to measure yourself and to measure yourself against other things. So for me, breaking the ruler is a reminder that I need to look to God and not always compare myself with others. And I don't know what I'll do with this. I'll probably maybe take a picture of it and put it on my phone or something so I can remember it every day. So I don't know what breaking a ruler is to you, but it's just an opportunity here to just let's remember what God has done for us during this time and what it is that He has done. And whether that means, I don't know, putting up a picture in a specific room in your house, or whether it's having a memory verse in your wallet. That could be your way of remembering, maybe a song that you play every day, every morning, just to remind you that this is what God spoke to me of and did for me during this lockdown period. As a family, there are certain traditions that we've built into this time that we want to carry on doing, and I think that's a great thing. Remember, I think the most important thing of what Jacob did was that vow. He said that to live differently. It's not really about the naming of the place or just the stone pillar. It's about what you do from that point onwards. So my encouragement to you really is just to mark this time and to remember what God has helped you reflect on, and to go forward differently. Let's not just fall back automatically into what we were doing before, but let's think of, well, what is it that God has said to us, and what is it we might need to change. And I know God is faithful, and as he said to Jacob, he'll be with us, and his blessing is with us from this day onwards. God bless you all.